Good evening, everyone, and thanks so much for being here tonight to our 5th Annual Graduate Association. I'd like to welcome our distinguished guests, friends of the college, staff and students, your relatives and friends, our graduates Amber St. Clair and Padraig Keane, who are going to speak to you just after me, and all our other former students, and our special guests, Nuala McKeever here tonight, and Liam O'Malley and Peter O'Toole from the Hothouse Flowers. We want to welcome you particularly. We'd also love to welcome Michael Kenny and Maria Murphy are here from our Board of Management. We particularly want to welcome tonight our graduates who have come back to be with us on this wonderful evening. We are delighted that you called us home for 1 year and that you've taken the time out of your journey to share this evening with us. Thank you for being a part of our lives for that year, and to Amber and Padraig for agreeing to share tonight their experience of Dunboyne College. To say we're proud of our graduates is an understatement. As Joanna has mentioned, many of ours go on to further and higher education. In fact, 90 of our students this year were offered a place in Michael's Maynooth University. And many others, 116 in Blanchardstown, 97 in DIT, 20 in Tala, 233 in total to the new Technical University for Dublin. And when you consider 29 also went to DCU, and for those who were prepared to cross the Great Liffey, 20 went over to UCD and 5 to Trinity. We also have students all over the country, 21 in Joanna and Fiona's Dundalk, 18 in Athlone, 14 in Carlow, and people in Cork and Limerick. 10 and 12 students went down the west coast of Ireland to nearly every one of those colleges. This is not to mention those who decide to go to the UK and to Scotland. Then we have countless Dunboyne students who walk directly into employment in healthcare, childcare, community and sporting organisations, IT positions with numerous businesses large and small, and the service industries of cookery, tourism, airline, beauty and hair care, and the list goes on. We now, in fact, have so many businesses coming to us on a weekly basis looking to take our graduates directly from our programmes into their businesses. I salute your teachers here for inspiring, supporting, and greatly encouraging your steps along the journey. To all those who agree to become part of our graduate book, we want to thank you. The Chinese believe that if you have to plan for 1 year, you grow rice. If you have to plan for 10 years, you grow trees. If you have to plan for 100 years, you educate your children. What you have achieved and continue to achieve will light the fires of many people that you encounter. When you think back on what you've learned from us, whether it was to write creatively, research effectively, learn independently, reference appropriately, is that right, Irene? It was wonderful that a lot of us in Dunboyne College were able to be with you, and many of us learned more from you than we ever taught. You probably learned time management, how to remain positive, the essence of good communication from Bob when he's trying to coax you away from the pool table. But above all, we learned from you, your hopes, your energy, and your passion. What I'm most proud of in Dunboyne College, aside from our award-winning canteen and Rose's award-winning chicken rolls, famous from Trim to Maynooth, is we have the best staff in the world. I'm most proud of you and who you are and what you've become, your story and what inspired us to continue what we do. The feedback from the universities like Maynooth and DIT is constant every year. And the one thing they say about our graduates is they've matured, they feel prepared for a degree, they've learned how to reference, they feel they're in the right area of what they want to do, and they tend to stay. Graduates often write back to us. This year, Aisling wrote back from a pre-university arts course in Maynooth to say, the best decision I ever made. The teachers were so welcoming and helpful, I made friends for life. I feel so much more prepared for university. And Fia from Applied Psychology says, one of the few places that I will hold and cherish precious memories for life. And Ashley wrote back to us and said, the general sense that all your tutors were there to support you and help you with your goals. And Jeannie said something very beautiful. She said, everyone has the capacity to reach their full potential once they are surrounded by people who care for and believe in them. I say this every year and this evening, but it never becomes less true. We cherish these comments and what you say about us, but mostly we cherish the relationships that you've built with us and our staff. The Chinese say that teachers open the door, but you have to walk through it yourself. We are so proud of our wonderful students who've walked through Dunboyne College. But water never stands still and life goes on. This year, Dunboyne commenced its 17th year with a quality education product for Meath, West Dublin, North Kildare and the surrounding areas. We've grown to over 960 students coming from all over the country. And over the last 10 years in particular, a lot of the locals here in Dunboyne have said that the trickle they used to walk up the road to the industrial park has now become a deluge as they get off the buses in the morning and head up the road. We have students in healthcare, pre-university courses, business and IT. And this year we're actually introducing 12 new courses in areas like business and accounting, environmental science, forensic science, physiotherapy, areas like community and youth work, digital media, architectural technology, animation, and so on. Even pre-paramedic and fire and ambulance, office accounts, and family-friendly options. So what we're trying to do all the time is respond to the needs of the community. We now can grow to over 1,000 students. This coupled with the fact that our new campus is well along in terms of development terms, and we're the only college of further education in County Meath, means we have an exciting future ahead. This year, believe it or not, 2,350 people applied for our 900 places, and our numbers are growing every year. Finally, I want to come to some thank yous. I want to thank tonight our wonderful, talented musicians from Dunboyne College who amaze me more and more each year. They come together every September and look where they are by January, under the directorship of Susan and Rob and the wonderful teachers that they have. But I tell you, they certainly do wonderful charity gigs. They do some wonderful work throughout the year. And tonight they're warming us up for the Hothouse Flowers, the way the Hothouse Flowers once played warm-up for you two. The wheels keep turning, so to Joanna and Patrice, Shane, Eileen, Susan, Mairead and Fiona, our Graduate Association Committee, who do wonderful work and plan this wonderful event every year, to Bob and Fergal, who do so much work behind the scenes, and to Irene, our new Deputy Principal, to join Emer and myself. Her energy and dedication to the college and its students has driven this project. It was her concept, and we're deeply grateful, Irene, that you came to us with this idea. We thank all our wonderful staff here tonight. I want to thank Liam and Peter, particularly from the Hothouse Flowers, for being here tonight. If you don't mind me saying just something about them for a moment, I'm so thrilled that they're here. They're wonderful musicians, they're wonderful human beings, and along with Fiachna, Leo, Peter, and all the other wonderful musicians who formed the Hothouse Flowers, they became one of the greatest Irish homegrown bands ever. They also have shown a real conscience on social and environmental issues like Apollo House and nuclear-free zones. They spoke to these issues at a time when maybe they weren't fully accepted to be spoken about. Liam, I know so much of music was passed on to you by your father and people like Sean or Rita, and now you've passed on the love and power of music to so many other people. I actually first saw the Hothouse Flowers in Croke Park in 1987 when they supported the U2 on the Joshua Tree tour before 57,000 people. That's how privileged we are here tonight. I think I nearly preferred the Hothouse Flowers to U2 that night, but please don't tell Bono. Liam and Fiachna actually started in 1985, and they were called at that time the incomparable Benzini Brothers. I wonder why they changed their name. They soon joined, Peter soon joined them, and they went on to have hits like Don't Go, which was actually played at the interval of the Eurovision Song Contest in 1988. And they also had great hits, What I Can See Clearly Now and Give It Up, and so many others. They've been a wonderful advertisement for homegrown Irish talent and being true to yourself and musical style. As Liam once said, culture makes people look up, not down. It lifts your heads beyond the struggle. Liam has been a great proponent of Irish culture, its music and traditions, and we're delighted that you and Peter are being here with us tonight. And Liam, for someone who has made so many wonderful sounds over the year, you also once said, the greatest power is in silence. You said the Aborigines inspired you in this. You once said, in silence, you're tuned into the infinite when you put language away, and you're tuned into every single living thing. Every single living thing speaks silence. Well, we're just glad you've decided not to stay silent tonight and that you're with us. Could I also have a very special thank you to our host, Nuala McKeever. I had the pleasure of meeting Nuala McKeever when I became a cow in her classroom. But I also met her at our Graduate Association last year when she performed In the Window, a wonderful one-person play where she played so many different roles in the Solstice Theatre over in Navan. She's done wonderful workshops with our college. She's energetic, she's inspiring. From the BBC to the stage, Nuala has displayed an uncanny talent to take difficult subjects and portray them in a light that helps us all to think, reflect and grow. It's indeed an honour, Nuala, to have you back with us here tonight. Finally, on behalf of Emer, Irene and all the staff, enjoy your night, a night which is the essence of this wonderful country, music and story and a little light refreshment to go with it. And sharing a moment in our lives is in a very special atmosphere. Thank you for being part of it. And finally, to our graduates and all the people gathered here, could I just remind you of the wonderful words of Jodie Foster when she was speaking at the University of Pennsylvania to their graduates. She said, "There's nothing more beautiful than finding your course as you believe you bob aimlessly in the current. Wouldn't you know that your path was there all along, waiting for you to knock, waiting for you to become? The path does not belong to your parents, your teachers, your leaders, or your lovers. Your path is your character, defining itself more and more every day, like a photograph coming into focus." Enjoy your night.